and that is the Man of Steel 2. We've got a little bit of news from my good folk over there at Emergency Awesome. Take a look at this. Go get you some popcorn. Sit back and chill. Man of Steel 2 information coming at you.
Superman Man of Steel 2 movie video. There was a recent interview with a bunch of DC people and James Gunn, but just starting with the big stuff first. Number 5. Recently, Warner Brothers and DC did a big preview of the Suicide Squad movie that's coming out next year, and during that interview, they revealed that the new regime that's now in charge of all Warner Brothers and DC movies really wants to make a new Superman movie. Despite what you may have heard, they actually do want to do something like that. There were a lot of rumors earlier this year about what was going on with Henry Cavill and Zack Snyder after the Justice League Snyder Cut trailer was released, and they made all the announcements about the future of that movie. That's all still ongoing right now. He just posted a picture of them starting the reshoots or additional photography, whatever you want to call what they're doing with the Snyder Cut, because now the movie is sort of ballooned into a very Injustice version of a Justice League movie. I'll address that in a second after the Man of Steel 2 movie stuff. But one of the first things that James Gunn revealed in his interview was that when he had his first general meeting with Warner Brothers a couple years ago about working on a DC movie, the studio actually tried to get him to do a Superman movie first before he came back with his own request. And obviously that wound up being the Suicide Squad movie. He also said some funny things about Kevin Feige when he had to tell the Marvel people that he was doing a DC movie. Apparently Kevin Feige is also a bit of a Superman stan. He literally said the day after he got hired to do the Suicide Squad movie, Disney called him and hired him back, or wanted to hire him back, to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So he had to call Kevin Feige and explain the situation to him. And before he could explain which DC movie he was doing, Kevin Feige stopped him short and said, "Are you doing Superman? Are you doing a new Superman movie? Please tell me." Not because Kevin Feige was upset, just because he was so excited at the thought that James Gunn might be doing a Superman movie, because Kevin Feige actually got his start in Hollywood working for Richard Donner and his wife Lauren Shula Donner. So even though you don't hear him talk about it a lot, apparently he is a huge Superman stan.
One of the things that Kevin has done with Marvel that show brilliant. And
in fact, James Gunn and Zack Snyder go way back. They have history together. If you didn't know, they're total bros. They actually worked on a movie together a long time ago. Remember Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead remake movie? That was his first real big movie that he did. That was written by James Gunn, so they had been friends in real life for a long time now. Eventually, Zack Snyder was hired to do the Superman Man of Steel movie with Henry Cavill. Christopher Nolan was kind of on his way out of DC, so DC wanted to work up to a big shared universe of Justice League characters. Eventually, they signed Zack Snyder on to do the future Justice League movies. But originally what he was going to do after the first Superman movie was he was going to do Man of Steel 2, but the studio wanted to get to their Justice League movie so fast that they decided to turn Man of Steel 2 into Batman v Superman. So had things gone to their original plans, he would have just done Man of Steel 2 right after doing the first Man of Steel movie. This will be important in a second, but obviously you know what happened after that. He made Batman v Superman, then they signed him on for 3 Justice League movies. Remember, originally they planned to do 3 of them as a trilogy. Then you all know what happened after Batman v Superman came out. By that time, Zack Snyder had already started shooting with Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, the rest of the Justice League actors on the movie. Critics freaked out about Batman v Superman, the studio panicked, and that was back in 2016 when you started hearing about all the changes behind the scenes on the set of the Justice League movie. They dropped it down to 2 Justice League movies, then eventually Joss Whedon came on, and
Zack Snyder teaming up with James Gunn for Man of Steel 2. I mean, I'm there. Man of Steel 1, if you go back and look at that movie, it's better than what probably initial reactions were in the beginning. It was a pretty good movie, but at first, for some reason, it felt like it was missing something. Then when you go back and watch it again, it feels better. Feels better. I think the issue with DC, after they completely botched the Justice League by having one of the worst villains ever in the history of mankind, just a big dude swinging an axe. I mean, for real. I mean, what worse bodybuilding stereotype could you have? Just some big hulking dude with no emotional attachment swinging a damn axe, get his ass beat by Superman. Movie was trash, and it could have been good. I'm excited for a Man of Steel 2, but the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, the villain has to be good. And by all accounts, the leaks I'm hearing, they're saying it's going to be Brainiac. And Brainiac, man, he brings the pain. He always draws blood on Superman, and that could be some compelling movie. Floor is yours, Larry. How you feeling, Man of Steel 2 with James Gunn and Zack Snyder teaming up?
I want to see how much latitude they're gonna give James Gunn. Because dude, when he came out with Guardians, he's off the chain. This dude is off the chain, and if they let him loose, he could make a good movie. But Superman is so damn vanilla. I don't know if they're gonna let him get buck with it, like, because they might try to keep dialing him back and say, well, this is Superman. We have to make it nice for all the kids, and
no. If you bring out Brainiac, Larry, there ain't gonna be no dialing back Superman. Superman. No.
I hear you, man. I'm afraid of how bad, but we've seen how bad DC just muffs it up, and so I'm afraid.
So you think DC messed up Man of Steel 1? He broke Zod's neck.
I'm afraid they're gonna start shooting some cool stuff. They're gonna go. The executives are gonna go look at the dailies. And when they look at the dailies, they're gonna call over Gunn and say, "Look, dude, we like what you're doing here, but we can't have it. You have to dial it back.
No.
You're gonna have to dial it back." They're gonna look at those dailies and they're gonna say, "Nah, son, sorry."
I disagree, because even on their small screen, Teen Titans and all the other stuff DC is doing, that stuff is dark, gritty, and punishing. And all they got to do is translate that to the big screen. Because
I hope so. I hope they do, man. I personally think he's better off with the Suicide Squad, because I feel like with the Suicide Squad, I mean, you're talking about a squad full of villains anyways. You can do all kinds of stuff with them, whereas you can't necessarily do that with Superman. But we're going to see what happens with it. We're going to see what happens with it. I hope so. For a villain, I would rather they bring Bane back.
For Superman,
for all of them, bring him back, bring Bane over, and have him do something where he puts hands on Batman and then shows up for Superman. I don't know how they bring it in, but I'd love to see him do that somehow.
Okay, I don't mind Bane coming back, but when you're dealing with Superman and his comic book art,
and Bane wears a mask,
there are about 4 characters that really take Superman to a dark place. Darkseid, Brainiac is one of them, and Brainiac originally was created by Superman's people. So he really knows how to get under his skin, do him dirty, and just really tumult Superman to a place where Superman doesn't like to go. So you bring in Brainiac, I think he would be a great setup to make Superman really, really go off the deep end. And hey, let's let them brothers do their work.
What's the other the other Superman, the one that wears the black?
You talking about the black Superman?
The one that's like Superman's evil alter ego.
Oh, Bizarro.
Bizarro, right?
Yeah, Bizarro.